When I got arrested at 22 years old, I was very immature, reckless.
I'm finally in a position where I'm able to make a positive impact in my community.
The sky's the limit with this program.
Welcome to Prison to Purpose, Building Futures Behind Bars. I'm your host, Michelle Kane. I am so excited about this episode. We are talking license plates today. And every Californian, pretty much every Californian, if you drive a car, has something from Folsom State Prison. And what is it? A license plate. Yes, they are made at Folsom State Prison behind the gates. And incarcerated individuals are earning certifications and they're gaining those job skills that help them be productive in the community. I am joined by Correctional Training Administrator, and this is Tom Ortiz. Tom, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. Glad to be here.
And the license plate enterprise, it has quite the history in California.
That's
And
correct.
how
License
so?
plates, all of the license plates in California come out of Folsom State Prison. They always have been, and we're very proud of that fact.
And how long has this been going on?
1914 is when they started issuing plates through the Department of Motor Vehicles. So ever since then, Folsom has been the main source of production.
And the California Correctional Training and Rehabilitation Authority, or CalCITRA, as we like to call, operates the program.
That's correct. Yes.
And how many license plates are we talking about? And
So we're producing about 8 million plates a year. Okay. We've got a crew of 120 assigned workers out of Folsom State Prison. Everyone is given a task every day. Like you mentioned, they're run through a training program, which gives them qualified skills and prepares them for work once they're released from prison.
And they're earning those industry accredited certifications, correct?
That's correct. So every worker runs through our industry employment program, which prepares them in different job skills, ranging from using tools, health and safety, forklift driving. So depending on where they work or how they work day to day, they're able to obtain certifications in those different areas and carry it on out as they obtain jobs in the community.
And I have seen the license plate enterprise in action, and it is so impressive with the skills they learn. So they're learning like the heavy machinery operator certification.
We have a state apprenticeship program which certifies them in machine operation.
They can be supervisors. So I say it's a well-oiled machine, right?
It is. It is. It is it's a regular work day for an individual. Although they are incarcerated, they get up in the morning, they have their breakfast, they get their lunch, and they report to work. They report to their supervisor. They're given an assignment, and they work as a team. As you've noticed, they work as a team along with everybody side by side to complete their tasks for the day.
Yeah, and what I love to see is the teams are very diverse. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like what you see in the workforce.
Yep.
They have to work along. The prison politics, stay on the yard. Don't bring it up to the work programs.
Yeah, so we like to keep the focus on what we're doing on the day for that day, right? What's your assignment for today? Everybody receives their tasks and they coordinate, they work together as a team, and at the end of the day, they're proud of what they do.
Yeah, and everybody in the program applies to be in the program.
That's correct.
They have to apply, which is great. And they're not only given that certification, they get sentence reduction credits, correct?
Yes, each of the, we call them milestone credits, gives the individual ability to reduce their sentence by a week for every completion. And there's a variety of completions that they can apply for. It starts with health and safety is the number one training that they'll run through, and they can move on to using tools, using machines, hydraulics, electrical, a wide variety of certification courses that they're eligible for.
Which is wonderful. And besides getting the wage, they're also getting those certifications
Yep, and the sentence
and
reduction.
that sentence reduction, which is huge. So overall, I mean, just some stories that you can share with our listeners. You work day in and day out. How did you get into this? Like, was your family like, what are you thinking, Tom? You're going inside prison and working in license plates? What?
Yeah, you don't dream of working in a prison. You think of the opportunity. You think you're curious about it, and that's the way I started with a metal fabrication background. I applied as to the metal industry, and license plates is a metal fabrication industry. So I was curious about it, applied it, and really picked up early on the mission. One of the common sayings early on was our best product was an individual that never returns to prison. So that was something that stuck early on, and we really learned the mission of what we're doing. It's the training, it's the the education. We talked about soft skills of how teaching the individuals who are incarcerated how to report to work and how to do their jobs every day, regardless of what that assignment is. We've got a wide variety of industries in Folsom, and the license plates enterprise is just one of them.
Well, it's fascinating to me, and it also saves taxpayers money, because if an individual is outside the gates and being productive,
Absolutely.
they are not inside costing people money, which is about $127,000 right now in California. So it can be pretty pricey for an incarcerated individual to be inside prison. So let's get them trained and be productive, right?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, Tom, thank you so much for joining us. We are going to take a short break, but don't go away. We have a couple more segments coming up. We're going to be talking with Kevin Cole, who's the manager over the programs at Folsom State Prison. Fascinating stories you're going to hear. And also, we're going to be talking with the Department of Motor Vehicles, a great partner with us, and they're going to be coming up. Can't wait for you to hear more about license plates. Stick around.
If this episode moved you, hit follow and subscribe to the Prison to Purpose podcast. And remember, no matter where you started, you're always one choice away from a better future.
Welcome back to Prison to Purpose. We are talking license plates, and we are now joined by Kevin Cole, who's the Correctional Training Manager over Folsom State Prison, as well as the California State Prison Sacramento. And thank you so much, Kevin.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
For joining us today to talk about license plates. And we were just talking with Tom Ortiz about the process, but I want to get into the nitty-gritty of that. So what does that look like to make a license plate that you have on your car that people are driving down the road and they have no idea? How is that made?
Perfect. So the license plate started as a roll of aluminum sheeting, and then we have another sheeting that goes on top, basically like a big sticker. We take it through our blanking line where it cuts out the individual license plates, and then those individual pieces go to our embossing machine, which are 100-ton presses, and that's where the characters are added. So either it's the alphanumeric characters that are added in the certain sequence that's ordered. From that, we take it to our roller coaters, where we add either the blue paint or the yellow paint on top of the license plates, so the standard characters. That's sent through an oven, so that only solidifies the paint. And then once the paint's solidified and dried, it goes into an envelope. All the characters are placed on that, and then sent to DMV so it can be sent out to the customers.
And information is confidential, correct?
That is correct. There are no addresses. There's no names that are associated, so there's nothing on grounds that would have those addresses. Everything gets shipped out to DMV, and then they send it out to the customers.
And how important is that for the guys to work together? And I've seen how big that warehouse is, and it's incredible.
Correct. It's a massive warehouse where the factory is, the enterprise, and the teams they work together. It's 2-man to 4-man teams. They work together to emboss the characters. It takes a lot of energy and patience to do that because they have to keep all the characters separate and then keep that sequence in process.
And there's such camaraderie. I see that. It's a lot of team building, correct?
Correct. Yeah, the soft skills of working well with each other, communication. They've got each other's back. It's always a safe area. So it's always good. They're working together. They're proud of what they do.
Yeah. And this is a real world work environment, correct?
Correct.
How so?
Correct. So the individuals come to work. They get breaks. They get lunch breaks. And then they work together as a team to complete the product for the day.
And why do you do what you do?
So I love my job. It's beyond rewarding. We show up to work every day, and these individuals are, they're serving their sentence, but then they're getting released. And you hear these stories of these people assimilating back into society. I've had individuals call back. They say, "Hey, I got my kids back. I got a 401k. I got a job. They have a real purpose in their life." And stuff like that. It's amazing to hear those stories.
Yeah. Do you find it that some of these individuals, they come in and do you find that they've never had a job?
Most of them, I would say, a very high percentage have never worked. So this is their first experience with a job. So they show up to work. They realize they need to talk with their supervisor, communicate if they're going to be, if they're sick or if they're going to be out, and then working together to complete that product. Ultimately, we always strive for a quality product that goes to DMV. And the guys they do amazing jobs.
Let's talk about quality. I'm sure there's quality checks.
Correct. Through the entire production process, there's quality checks throughout it, from the embossing to the painting. If there's any issues, we go back and look at that entire series of plates to ensure that the embossing's correct, there's no errors, ensuring the paint is correct, the sheeting's adhered correctly. So there's multiple levels of quality control.
How many of you are going to go outside right now and look at that license plate?
Yeah.
It makes me want to think and go, wow, that is just created by someone's hands, and they take such pride in it.
Yep, they all come from the same place, all from Folsom State Prison, and it's pretty amazing. Everyone drives around, they see them every day. There's always one on their car. So you get a little piece of Folsom State Prison.
Folsom State Prison, a little bit of Johnny Cash right there,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
I love it. And what about success stories? I'm sure you hear success stories overall for, overall all the programs, correct?
Correct. We have individuals that have gone through license plate enterprise, welding operations. They've gotten jobs at multiple production companies outside. And again, it's just beyond rewarding. These guys take the skills they're learning and they run with it. It's pretty amazing.
And you lead a lot of the tours inside Folsom Prison.
Correct.
What do you see from them, and what do they, when they walk in and see the license plate enterprise, what do they say?
So there's a lot of tours. Everybody wants to see the license plate factory just because it's amazing. Everyone's just so surprised, the scale of it. It's a massive warehouse where it's held. You see them, all the individuals working together, and you just realize how large the scale is. And, it sounds funny, but license plates impact everybody every day. You see it every day, and it's...
Yeah. You don't even think
Correct.
that it is such a rewarding operation for the state of California.
Correct.
Because we reap the benefits, and how so is individuals are actually getting jobs when they leave, and they have the work skills.
Yes, it's the soft skills. It's working together, and again, it's skills that they never learned before.
Yeah, and how to talk with each other in a work environment. What do you hear from staff too? I mean,
so that's the thing. Everybody that works for CalCitra, it is beyond rewarding. There's not many state jobs where you can do this and see the direct impacts of what you're doing every day.
Yeah. The fruits of your labor.
Yes, correct. Yeah,
Right.
that's very, very well put.
Yeah.
And that's why we all show up every day. We see that we have the potential to help a lot of people every day.
Yeah. And you continue to help people. And Kevin, it was just a pleasure talking with you.
Thank you.
Coming up, we're going to be talking to our partners, the Department of Motor Vehicles, with all about license plates, with this enterprise and how it is run so smoothly between these two state agencies. So stick around. Can't wait for you to hear more about license plates.
This episode of Prison to Purpose: Building Futures Behind Bars proves that no one is defined by their worst mistake. Every day, incarcerated men and women are rebuilding their lives through job training, mentorship, and second chances. This podcast exists to amplify those voices, stories of true grit and purpose.
Welcome back to Prison to Purpose. We are continuing our conversation about license plates and how they are made inside Folsom State Prison. Great partners of CalCitra right now is the Department of Motor Vehicles. This is where the buck stops. Like the buck stops here, DMV. And we are joined right now by the Assistant Deputy Director over Communications for the DMV, and this is Jaime Garza. Jaime, thank you so much for joining us.
Nice to be here, Michelle.
Oh, we're so excited. We're talking license plates. We're talking about the enormity and the volume of license plates that people may have no idea. When they're driving down, they have it on their car. How many are we talking about in California?
It's a large number.
Yes.
We're talking there are more than 36 million registered cars, trucks here in the state of California, right?
We're a big state.
And each one of those needs a license plate.
Two, right?
Right?
Front and back.
So there's a lot of work to be done, right? But to put it into context, when you think of more than 36 million license plates, that is more than our 10 neighboring states combined in terms of registrations of vehicles.
Wow.
Right?
You guys are busy.
So think about it. Nevada, Oregon, Washington, all of these states combined. So it's a huge task. And I think nobody knows that better than your team here at Folsom Prison who has to produce these, This place has a huge job because we don't only have one type of license plate, right?
Yeah.
We have our environmental license plate. That's the common one that you see with the white and the blue lettering, right?
Yeah.
Then you've got the...
What's the most popular besides the environmental and the regular?
Well, it's our legacy plate.
Oh,
that's the black and gold.
The
right?
black and gold
People
plates.
just absolutely love those,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So there's another variance that you have to do. We have specialty plates, right?
Yeah.
We have customized vanity plates. We have exempt plates. So there are a lot going on there. And so we have to keep those in order, right? And as people order these license plates, then they come to your office, right?
Yes.
To be
Yes.
worked on. And it was so fascinating, I have to say, is I have been to your warehouse at Folsom Prison. And when you walk in there and you look at the team members,
Yes.
the first thing you forget about is that these are men who are incarcerated.
Yeah.
They are professional. They are doing their job, huge machinery. They're putting in computer coding, and you realize
Yes.
that they are doing a service to the state of California.
Yep.
They're learning a skill, right? And they are so professional. And you watch it, and I think that was the most impressive thing for me when I visited your facility was the professionalism.
Yeah.
And I think if that's key, then when they finally leave and get into our communities, they're ready to go, right? They're armed with some real tools that hopefully will make them successful, build their confidence, and continue down that road.
Yeah, and they get those certifications and they can put it on their resume, as well as we give them references, which is so imperative, especially in the job market. And they're learning that skill set. And as we talked with Kevin and Tom earlier, some of these guys never had a job.
Right. And it translates, right? It's not that they have to go and do one type of heavy machinery.
Yeah.
Once they know that basic skill, they are trainable in another place because they know the basics, and they learn them here at Folsom Prison.
Yeah.
And that's a big check, right?
Yes.
A big plus.
Yes. I mean, we have a tool and die shop where they can become even engineers. And I'm always just blown away because guess who's fixing the big machinery?
Right.
It's usually the guys in the program. They're like, don't worry, we got this. We're trained, we know how to do. So they are so intelligent and very bright. And how they all work together. I love seeing that.
And the concentration you see in their faces, right? You have a whole team there, but yet they're all focused on their piece of the pie, knowing that they're a part of a bigger goal, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's talk about personalized plates and how I've always just been fascinated, the combinations you see, and you've been at a stoplight and you see a personalized plate in front of you and you're trying to read it and you're trying to think, okay, what does that say? And I'm sure somebody in the rearview mirror is looking at the person going, ha ha, they're trying to read my plate again.
Right.
Yeah. How do you
I
guys
do that.
Yes. How do you guys do that And I get this question actually when people tour the enterprise of, Calcitra, DMV, we're partners, but I always say, oh, the DMV is in charge of that part of it.
I will tell you, when I moved to California, and this was a very long time ago, it seemed like this was the state where personalized license plate were the in thing, right?
Yes,
And everybody
yeah.
wanted to get creative.
Yeah.
We get about 600 requests each week for some sort of personalized license plate, right? And you're thinking, okay, it could be a foreign word. It could be a combination of letters and numbers. It could be all sorts of things, right? And we need to make sure that whatever is being presented isn't going to be derogatory.
Yes.
It's not offensive.
Yes.
It's not racist, right?
Yeah.
Let me give you some examples. For
Yes.
example, things that you and I might think are no big deal. For example, a lady's name, ISIS. But we also know that could be related to a terrorist organization.
Wow, yes.
Right? And so we approach license plates in the manner of not what you say its meaning,
Yes.
but could it be offensive to the public? Could they find something wrong with those plates? Because, of course, we have a lot of people on the road and we want to make sure
Yes.
that we are doing our due diligence. And so if, in fact, a license plate is out on the road, let's say ISIS,
Yeah.
and we start getting calls from people saying, I can't believe they're promoting this terrorist organization, we immediately stop, we pull the file, we review it again, and if we evaluate it, say it is offensive to the general public, we will take that plate back.
Got it.
And that's what's really, really important. So again, in the old days, we would ask someone like yourself, hey, Michelle, what does this plate supposed to mean? And you'd write it out. But it really doesn't matter what you think it means or what you claim it means. It's how does the general public
It's the
perceive
person
it.
behind you in traffic reading that
Right.
plate. You know?
Right. And we work with the media a lot.
Yes.
And again, I got a phone call once and then an email following with a photograph from a reporter in the Bay Area, and said, "I cannot believe that you guys allowed this plate to get through." Well, it was in Vietnamese, and once he finally told us what it actually meant, it wasn't a very pretty word. We immediately reached out to that customer and said, "We need to reevaluate."
So you
And-
have to check every language
Yes.
as well. The vetting process must be huge.
Think about it, right? Think about all the languages in the world.
Yeah.
Then think about slang. Think about urban words and numbers that are being used. I mean, some folks are so creative that they'll say, this is a very simple license plate, but when you look at it in the rearview mirror,
Yeah.
it says something you don't want it to say, right? And we
Yeah.
have a small team of dedicated folks at the DMV who their job is to review all of these applications. And so they do. They use urban dictionaries and they use language books. And recently we added automation, which
Yeah.
has really helped us. So what it does is it goes through and gives you all the variations of what they could or could not mean. So it helps our technicians verify or make that decision during the review process. And I'm really happy to say this part. Here's the interesting fact to share with you. Since we started to automate more, become
Yes.
more modern, adding technology to what we do at the DMV, the pre-screening tool has reduced our backlog from 4.5 months down to about 4 to 6 weeks.
Bravo.
And in addition to that, it's sped up our refund process because automation is helping our technicians. It's an assistant tool.
Yes.
To identify those plates that may not be able to go out so that we can get you your money back if it's not going to be appropriate. So, at the DMV, you've heard for the last 5 to 8 years, we're modernizing. What we're doing is we're adding technology. We're making things smoother for our customers, right? You see it with our online services where we used to have only 10 you could do maybe 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Now almost 60 and more. Same thing behind the scenes as we deal with license plates. We are leveraging technology to help us do our jobs quicker, more efficiently, and making sure that we can maybe have fewer hiccups along
Yeah.
the way. So, but think of all the words that are in the world. German, Chinese, Vietnamese, right? Our team cannot
Yes.
try to figure that out on their own. It's a huge
That's a
task.
lot.
So we leverage automation, but we still make the human evaluation and the human determination.
When somebody wants, it's fascinating. I can go on and on with you, Jaime, about this, but what about like the specialty plates or the personalized plates, or not personalized, specialty plates? When you see those specialty plates on the road, how many, I know there's a limit with how many orders that, how does that work?
So we get a lot of organizations that say, we want a special plate to promote our cause, right?
Yeah.
It could be maybe a nonprofit. It could be a school. It could be a sports team for that matter.
Yeah.
And so there is a process. It's just not, I want to have a special plate, right?
Make a plate for me. Come on.
No, you actually have it. It has to be sponsored by a legislative individual, right?
Okay.
Once that's approved, then that organization that would like that license plate, their job within 12 months is to pre-sell at least 7,500 plates before we go to print.
Got it.
Right?
So it has to be approved by the legislature.
Right, it has to be sponsored, that it's approved, and then the organization needs to pre-sell, right?
Got it.
They actually pay, because of course we want to be financially responsible to the taxpayers of California.
Yes.
We want to make sure that we're not going to waste that money, waste our time on producing a small number of these types of plates.
Yeah.
So that's been a requirement for a long time. So you may go onto our website and you'll see the list, and it may change because sometimes those license plates start to drop, the number who want them. So then it's not cost effective anymore to produce those plates, right? So there is a process, and it's really, I think, a smart way to do it. And I think anybody who has to pay their tax dollars, pay their license fee, want us to use that money in the correct manner.
Yeah. Be responsible.
Exactly.
And you are responsible partners with us. We value your partnership through the many years. We have been partnering with the DMV, Department of Motor Vehicles, since 1947. We were California Correctional Industries.
Yeah.
And then it went to California Prison Industry Authority. That was in 1980s. And now, of course, we're CalCitra. And that partnership is huge.
And think about it, right? Think about
1940s.
Think about the 1940s and how many vehicles we had on the road. I mean, the real boom started in the 50s and 60s, right?
Yes.
California is where hot rods were created and low riders.
Yes.
So there's a fascination for automobiles here in California.
And I love that.
And as we get more and more, right? We have classic vehicles, we have new
Yes.
vehicles, electric vehicles, right? Things like that. And a number of people move to the state. License plates, they're more and more. So not only are we at the DMV having to process more vehicles, your folks here at the prison also need to produce more. You have to expand.
Expand, and you are helping the state, and everyone is helping the state when you purchase your license plate,
Right.
because you are helping an incarcerated person get those job skills so they can make it in the outside world.
Right. And it's no longer the way you would see it in these old black and white movies where you see someone in prison, hammering out plates. This is modern technology that's being large, computers and large processing machines and things that really take knowledge. It's not just a manual job. It takes smarts.
It does.
Right? And
it
by
does.
teaching these folks these skills,
it's huge.
It's a huge advantage.
Yeah. Well, Jaime, thank you so much for joining us. It's just been fascinating to learn more about license plates, and thank you for your partnership.
It's our pleasure.
It's and I learn so much from this podcast. I really do. It's like, and I hope you at home or driving in your car or working out just learned a little bit more about license plates in California.
Perspective is the word.
Perspective. There we go. And we have, prison to purpose, prison to perspective. There we go. And thank you so much for tuning into Prison to Purpose. Please like, subscribe, follow us, share us. We're just trying to get this podcast out. And I always leave with this last line. Hope doesn't stop behind the gate. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for listening to the Prison to Purpose podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to hit follow, subscribe, and stay connected with us for more real stories, real growth, and real transformation. Share this episode with someone who needs a little strength today. We'll see you next time.